Hey guys, so in today's video, I'm going to be teaching you how to maximize or boost your FPS in Valorant. Now, it's going to be a pretty quick guide slash video. So first, let's go ahead and start off with some basic stuff. We're going to be going into settings. We're going to go to video. And the first thing that we're going to change here is under general, and that's going to be NVIDIA Reflex low latency. You're just going to turn this to ons plus boost. You'll only have this here if you have an NVIDIA graphics card like myself. If you have an AMD graphics card or some other graphics card, you're probably not going to have this here. But just turn that on. That's going to potentially increase your GPU performance. Next, we're going to do the bulk of the changing here under the graphics quality tab. So come here, multi-threaded rendering. This one is good if you do have a stronger PC, like stronger specs, stronger CPU slash GPU. However, if you're here, you might not actually have a great PC or CPU slash GPU. So I would highly recommend, if you don't have the best PC, turn this off. I do have a pretty high-end PC. I don't have like the highest end, but mine's kind of mid to high end, so I'm gonna keep this on. So here, guys, for all four of these, basically, there's a couple of these you can tweak without changing FPS that much. Like, you could put a couple of these onto medium, but I prefer to keep these two to low because I really just want to maximize my FPS. You know, Valorant's not a game that's like open world. It's so beautiful. Like, it's actually quite a pretty game, but I don't play Valorant to be like, wow, look at the wall, it's so pretty, look at all the details in the wall. Like, I play Valorant because I want to win, right? So if I want to win, I want performance, and so that's why I play on full low. You'll see a lot of pro players do this as well. If you don't do this, I would highly recommend doing this. If you play on high, you're gonna stunt your FPS quite a lot, and same with medium. You're just gonna try to maximize your FPS by going to low. Vignette, this is going to be off unless you just like it. I do kind of like this because, it'll show this center of your screen, but I don't really need that on. VSync off. You want to maximize your FPS, right? Even if you have a 60Hz monitor, even if you have 144Hz monitor or whatever, you want to try to get as much FPS above that as you can, because the more that you have above that, the more smooth it's going to feel, right? Now, anti-aliasing and anisotropic filtering, these two, instead of having them completely off, I have them up 1. I don't really know why I have this. I just have it up like 1 because I know my PC can handle it. And I know one of these is like how it renders like pixels, and it does look kind of bad. So this is how I like to have mine. That's up to you guys though, if you want to turn them completely off, if you want to, again, maximize your FPS. So two of my favorite settings here that I will never turn off are improved clarity and experimental sharpening. So this blah blah blah, this is a relatively expensive feature, but you will also notice a FPS hit if you are GPU bound. If you have a high-end GPU, we recommend keeping this on. So guys, basically what this does, I've shown this in the video a long time ago. Whenever you turn it on, it makes everything kind of crisper, look a little more clear. And same thing with experimental sharpening. These things do similar but not the same things, and it makes your game look a lot nicer. And so I'm not sure how much this changes your FPS. This has been in beta for like over a year now. I would definitely recommend trying these. Look at your FPS before you have both of these on, and then turn them both on, and then look at your FPS after, because in my opinion, these are absolutely worth having on. Bloom, distortion, and cast shadows, I'm just gonna say these are off. We don't want these. So anyways, guys, I'm gonna be going ahead and moving on to the next part. Here, go ahead and pause the video if you want to see the rest of these. If you need to take a second, and I'll see you guys then. Guys, so the next thing you can do to boost your FPS in Valorant is a heavily CPU based game. So this tip is to overclock either your CPU or your GPU. Now, I'm not going to be going in depth on how to overclock your CPU, but you can do that in your BIOS through your motherboard. So that's going to be a different guide for you guys to look up. But I can teach you pretty quickly how to boost your GPU right here. So you can download something called MSI Afterburner. There are also other applications you can use to boost your GPU. But basically, once you download this or something else, right click run as admin, and then you're going to have this pop up here. And so for me, I already kind of have these tweaked. You can tweak both your core clock. Your core clock is your GPU overclock, and then your memory clock is your RAM overclock. So you see my GPU here. Basically, I have a preset where I click this, and then I click the check mark. And so basically how you want to overclock a GPU is these are going to both be on 0. I would recommend just tweaking with the top one at first, core clock. And what you're going to do is slowly turn it up until your PC like starts being weird, right? Because whenever you turn it up too far, your GPU and your PC is not going to be able to handle it, so something will go wrong. Don't worry, it's not going to like break your PC or anything. But once you reach that point, go back down just a little bit and keep it there, and then that's going to be like your maximum GPU performance. Now, the cool thing about this is that every GPU is different. Some GPUs have insane amounts you can overclock. Like this one's pretty good overclock. Most can overclock pretty far, but some are not able to go as far, and that's very okay. So basically, we're just trying to squeeze out the extra, you know, little performance we can get. This is probably going to give me an extra like 10, 20, 30 frames if I had to guess, which is extremely nice. And then you just have this on in the background. You have to turn this on every time you boot up your PC, and then you can make a preset like I have here. I just click that and then click the check mark, and you can also do memory, but that's not really what we're interested in here. We're mainly interested just in the core clock. And a way you can test this is to download something called user benchmark, which is actually down here, and you can just run this after each time you turn the core clock up. And by doing that, you're basically testing to see if your PC and your GPU are running fine, or if something's going not. If you're overclocking too much, right? And so that's what you can do here. So next, guys, we're going to be doing something very briefly. This is going to be, we're going to type in graphics settings here, and then we're going to click graphics settings. And now hardware accelerated GPU scheduling. So we're just going to turn this on. We're going to have to restart PC for changes, so you can't see that fully. And then we want to have Valorant here. So how we select this, we're going to click browse. We're going to go to wherever you have this. And then wherever you have Valorant installed, go to Riot Games, click on Valorant, click on Live, click on Shooter Game, click on Binaries, click on Win64, and then click on this, and then click Add, which is what I have right here. And so you turn this on, you select that, you restart your PC, and this is going to potentially give you some extra frames as well. And again, guys, these are very quick and easy processes that can actually make a pretty big difference, especially when you do one after another. This can potentially add on 20 to 50 frames for you. That's kind of those are just numbers I'm pulling off the top of my head, but I'm pretty confident that will be the case for you, especially if you've never done anything like this before. And yeah, guys, let's go and move on. Okay, guys, so for the next tip here, we're gonna go to our desktop, right click, and then click NVIDIA control panel. By the way, just to preface this is only for, again, NVIDIA graphics card users, which hopefully is a lot of you. I'm sorry because I know some of you are not going to have NVIDIA graphics cards, but you know, I'm helping those that I can with what I have. So we're going to NVIDIA control panel, right click, click NVIDIA control panel on your desktop, and then we're going to go to manage 3D settings up here under 3D settings. We're going to scroll down. We're going to start from the bottom, and so VSync, you're just going to turn off. This is basically like in any game that you launch, you do not want VSync to be on because you want to maximize your frames, right? So, you know, we already kind of went through that in Valorant, but just to help you in other games as well. Power management mode, we're going to want to select prefer maximum performance. And I actually missed one right below that. We're going to go to texture filtering. Instead of quality, we want high performance, right? So again, just kind of prioritizing high performance over high quality. And lastly, we have something up here that we also saw in Valorant, low latency mode. We want on. We can also turn this on ultra. I'm going to turn on ultra for me because, you know, I know that I have a PC that can handle this. For most of you guys, I would probably recommend on, unless you also have a pretty nice PC. But if you have a pretty nice PC, you're probably not watching this video. You might be, because you're going to maximize your frames. So if you do, click ultra. And then we're going to click apply. Yeah, guys.